Thanks for stopping by. Today's scrapping project, I got a couple of sinks I'm going to clean up and get them ready for the scrapyard. Let's take a look at them. Here's everything we recovered from the sinks. Let's get it on a scale and get a value. About a half a pound of aluminum, 3 pounds of steel, 21.5 pounds of stainless. Estimated value close to $10. Stainless steel is only 40 cents a pound the last time I brought it in. That first sink, that steel piece was a little difficult to get off. Usually they come right off. You just tap them with the hammer and they break right off. The first one was giving me a hard time. It took a little longer. Anyway, at that, I'm going to wrap it up and get out of here. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in the next video. We made it back from the scrapyard. We made $203.61. Aluminum was pretty good. It was 69 cents a pound. A little disappointing on the copper. I don't know why they separated it and said it had number 1 and number 2 copper. I know it was all number 1 copper. I've been doing this for 50 years plus. I know what number 1 copper is. Last load we brought in was in March 20th or somewhere around there. Copper was $3.97 a pound. And now, number 1 is $2.80 there. I don't know what's going on with that scrapyard, but I've had this problem over the years with scrapyards. You bring a couple loads in and it'd be good prices. All of a sudden, the prices drop off for no reason, which I don't think has nothing to do with the market. I think it's the scrapyards. And also, the extension cords, 39 cents a pound. Just 2 or 3 weeks ago, we got 70 cents a pound. I don't see something dropping that much. I mean, it could, but I just don't understand how their prices work there, especially with the copper. But I wasn't going to argue with on the copper. I know it was all number one. But what are you going to do? You either take it or else you bring it back home, and you're not going to make any money if you don't cash it in. I think some of these scrap yards are a little shady sometimes on the prices. All in all, a couple $100 I guess is better than nothing. I just don't like the shadiness of the scrap yards. I've been dealing with the scrap yards ever since I was young, and it's always the same thing. They kind of give you whatever they feel like. Even if it ain't the going price, they make up excuse to give you the lowest price. When copper gets way up there, you can't hardly get number one for anything. No matter what you bring in, everything's number two or number three. It's ridiculous. If you don't like the prices, you bring it back home, I guess. Let me know in the comments if this happens to you at the scrap yards. Thanks for following along. We'll see you guys in our next video. Thanks for stopping by. Today's scrapping project, I got a garage door opener motor. Let's take it apart and see if there's any valuable metal inside. Right, I snipped the wires. It looks like it's copper, so we're lucky on this one. Here's everything we recovered from the garage door opener. Let's get it on the scale. 12 pounds of steel, 1.5 pounds of copper, small amount of insulated wire, small amount of brass. They have a few contacts that have silver in them. Estimated value on the garage door opener about $5.50. Now it might be a little bit more at some other scrap yards depending on which scrap yard you go to. It took me about 25 minutes to take it apart. My sawzall was kind of crapping out on me there, so it made it a little more difficult. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. Today's scrapping project, got a couple electric motors I'm going to recover the copper from. Let's take a look at them. Here's everything we recovered from the electric motors. Let's get it on the scale. Got some aluminum, a little bit of brass, a small amount of silver, some copper, and some steel. Got almost 25 pounds of steel, 4.5 pounds of aluminum, almost 4 pounds of copper, a small amount of brass. We have a few silver contacts. Estimated value on the motor is probably about $15 or $16. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. Today's scrapping project got a ceiling fan motor that I'm going to take apart and recover the copper from. Let's take a look at it. Looks like most of the work's done on this. Here's everything we recovered from the ceiling fan motor. Let's get it on the scale and see the value. 6.5 pounds of steel, almost 1 pound of copper, a small amount of insulated wire, and a small amount of brass. Estimated value for the ceiling fan motor about $3.5. About 15 or 20 minutes labor taken to the part. It wasn't all that bad. Not a whole lot of value in a ceiling fan. Every little bit helps. Thanks for following along. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. Today's scrapping project got a transmission out of a riding lawnmower. We're going to tear it apart and recover the valuable metals. Let's take a look at it. Here's everything we recovered from the riding lawnmower transmission. Let's get it on a scale and see what the value is. About 18 pounds of steel, 13 pounds of cast aluminum. Estimated scrap value on a riding lawnmower transmission, close to $10. Took about a half an hour to take it all the way apart. I had a few difficulties on some of it, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by today. Today's scrapping project, I got a large angle grinder I'm going to tear apart and recover the value of metals from. Let's take a look at it. Like it got burned up there. Here's everything we recovered from the angle grinder. Let's get it on the scale. 5.5 pounds of steel, 1.5 pounds of aluminum, 1/4 pound of insulated wire, 3/4 pound of copper, small amount of brass. Still have the copper and armature to recover. That's going to have to be burned off first. After we recover the copper out of the armature, the estimated value is about $5. It took me about half an hour to take this apart. That's not the greatest money in the world, but it's better than throwing it in with the steel. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by today. Today's scrapper project, I got an old quartz shop light. I'm going to take it apart and recover the value of metals. I'm not expecting a lot. There's a little bit of aluminum and some wire. Let's take a look at it. These old shop lights are obsolete now because now everything turned to LED. These are the old quartz type. We're going to take it apart and see if we can recover any valuable metal. Here's everything recovered from the shop light. Let's get a value on it. 6 pounds of steel, 3 pounds of aluminum, half a pound of insulated wire, 1.5 pounds of waste. The shop light's total weight was about 11 pounds. That's probably about 80 cents if you just bring it in like that for sheet steel and don't tear it apart. Estimated value is about $2.50. When you're scrapping, every little bit counts and every little bit helps. Thanks for following along. We'll see you in the next video.